Today we want to talk about the passive voice for the perfect, pluperfect, and future perfect tenses. And the great thing is we finally get to use the fourth dictionary entry for something. Think back to the beginning of the year. You've been memorizing verbs with four parts all along. Amo, amare, amawi, amatus. Right? Video, videro, weedy, weesus. But we've never really used that fourth part for anything. Well, now we will. And you'll notice I've got quite a bit of information already written on the board this time. So you're going to want to copy this exactly as I talk you through it. The way we make the passive voice for the perfect, pluperfect, and future perfect tenses is to use the fourth dictionary entry. Now this is true for all verbs, any conjugation. If you're making it for the singular, first person, second person, or third person singular, you use the fourth dictionary entry, and you keep that US form if you've got a masculine subject. You change it to an A if you have a feminine subject, and you change it to a UM if you have a neuter subject. And then you don't add anything to that word. You simply put another word next to it. So if you've got your fourth part ending in us, a, or and you're wanting to do perfect first person singular, you put the word sum next to it. Second person singular, you put s next to it. Third person singular, you would put est next to it. And similarly for the pluperfect and future perfect forms. These are not endings. We don't add them to the fourth part. We simply put them on the same line of writing right next to the fourth part. Similarly for the plurals, you take the fourth dictionary entry, and if it's a masculine plural, we change that US that we're used to an I. Change it to an AE for a feminine plural subject, or change it to an A for a neuter plural subject. And then next to it, if it's perfect first person plural, you'd write sumus. Second person plural, perfect, estus. Third person plural for perfect tense, sunt. And similarly for the pluperfect and future perfect forms. So you want to make sure that you have an opportunity to copy these forms before we do an example. So you may want to pause the video, back it up again, and make sure that you have all of this copied before we do our sample sentence, which we're going to go ahead and do right now. So I hope you have this copied. If you haven't, again, pause the video, rewind it, and make sure that you have this in your notes. All right, let's take an example sentence. Let's take a sentence like this. Puella amata est a puero, said puer non amatus est a puella. Clean that up a little bit there. Copy that sentence, underline each of the two verbs, and identify the person, first, second, or third, number, singular or plural, the tense, we have 6 now, and the voice, active or passive, of each. Pause the video and do that now. What you should have done would be to underline amata est. That's one verb now. Like we said, we're not adding anything to a fourth part. We're simply putting the word next to it on the line. Amatus est, again, a 2-word verb, is your other one. And if I look at it, I've got something that looks like a fourth part. This has an A on the end of it. This is a third person, singular, perfect, passive. I know it's perfect because I've used that word est, which if you look at your notes is one of the perfect passive forms. Yet this is also third person singular, perfect, passive. Notice the only thing that has changed is that I've got a mata here to go with my feminine subject, puella. I have a matus here to go with the masculine subject, puer. So let's see how this translates. The girl Perfect tense has, helping word for passive voice, been. The girl has been loved by the boy, of our ablative of agents. But the boy has not been loved by the girl. We have two perfect passive verbs, each a compound, and I change the ending of the fourth dictionary entry to match whatever is my subject. And that's passive voice for perfect, pluperfect, and future perfect tenses.